I'm J.R. Church. Welcome to today's webcast. A sad note out of Nigeria. According to this article, the United Nations chief, Ban Ki-moon, and our spokesman in Washington, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, have called for restraint on yesterday's killing of more than 500 Christians in 3 villages, Christian villages of Nigeria. Funerals took place for the victims of the over 3-hour orgy of violence on Sunday in 3 Christian villages close to the northern city of Jos, blamed on members of the mainly Muslim Fulani ethnic group. While troops were deployed to the villages to prevent new attacks, security forces detained 95 suspects, but faced bitter criticism on how the killers were able to go on the rampage at a time when a curfew was meant to be in force. Media reported that Muslim residents of the villages in the Plateau State had been warned by phone text messages 2 days prior to the attack. So the Muslim community knew it was coming, so they could make good their escape before the exit points were sealed off. Survivors said the attackers were able to separate the Fulanis from members of the rival Birom group by chanting Nagi, Nagi, the Fulani word for cattle. Those who failed to respond in the same language were hacked to death using machetes. One local paper said gangs shouted, Allah Akbar. Yeah, the Muslim chant, God is greater, before breaking into homes and setting them afire in the early hours of Sunday. Churches were among the buildings that were burned down. The Vatican led a wave of outrage with spokesman Federico Lombardi expressing the Roman Catholic Church's sadness at the horrible acts of violence. The Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, said he was deeply concerned. He said, I appeal to all concerned to exercise maximum restraint. Yeah, well, okay. The dead Christians are going to obviously, automatically exercise restraint. I hope you don't detect a note of bitterness. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton urged all parties to exercise restraint. Oh, the Christians will, I can assure you. But also called on the Nigerian government to make sure the perpetrators are brought to justice. Mrs. Clinton said the Nigerian government should ensure that the perpetrators of the acts of violence are brought to justice under the rule of law and that human rights are respected as order is restored. Oh, forgot to tell you, over 500 were killed in January as well. So yeah, a lot of restraint going on. The death toll was initially put at a little over 100, but then shot up. The information ministry said pregnant women were among those killed. Around 200 people were being treated in hospitals. Quote, we have over 500 killed in 3 villages, and the survivors are busy burying the dead, said Information Commissioner Gregory Yenlong. Quote, people were attacked with axes, daggers, and cutlasses, many of them children, the aged, and pregnant women. Much of the violence was centered around the village of Dogonahawa, where gangs set fire to the straw-thatched mud huts as they went about their rampage. The explosion of violence is the latest between the rival ethnic and religious groups. In January, 326 people died in clashes, remember, in and around Jos. According to police, although rights activists put the overall toll at more than 550. I guess I'd have to go with the 550. So now we've got over 1,000 Christians dead at the hands of Allah Akbar. The attack is yet another jihad and provocation, according to the elders of the Plateau State. However, the Archbishop of the capital, Abuja, told Vatican Radio that the violence was rooted not in religion, but in social, economic, and tribal differences. Oh, yeah, sure. We need to pray for Christians all over the world as the Muslims, with their jihad, holy war, continue with their plans with the sword to make this world, a Muslim world. I got news for you, you Muslims. You're not going to get away with it. Jesus is coming back one of these days. He's going to reign as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Wonder what he's going to do to the Muslims. Well, my Bible says judgment is coming. I'm J.R. Church. We'll see you again tomorrow with our analysis of the news.